Welcome back to RBD Block Challenge. I'm Cindy Cloward, and today we're working on block number 12, designed by Amy Smart, and it is called Moab. Moab is a place in Utah. I like to see what inspired her for this block. I'm going to show it to you in batiks and in solids, and of course Amy will have her own version of Moab in her fabrics. So let's get started on this block. The first thing you need to do is download the pattern from the RBD website. Again, it's called Moab. And I've already cut out all my pieces from the instructions. We have instructions for the solids and the batiks. I'm doing mine in batiks, and the first thing you need to do is grab your A squares. Well, the first thing I need to do is grab my glasses. Grab your A squares and your D squares. And you're gonna make half square triangles, so you can mark them corner to corner, or if you have a Seam So Easy guide, you can use that as well. So I will show you how I use my Seam So Easy guide, or just mark your fabric. Again, this is your guide. You're going to sew a 1/4 inch on each side of the line to make your half square triangles. I just line up the guide right here on the side of my fabric and just stitch on down. Whatever you choose to do, it's just important to have an accurate 1/4 inch seam allowance. Okay, let's clip our threads in between. Your marked line becomes your cut line, or just cut 1/4 inch between your, right down the middle, corner to corner. We're going to take it over to our pressing station. Actually, I'm going to press all my half square triangles at once. Save us a step. So the next thing we're going to do is take our F squares and our G squares. Again, right sides together. You can mark them corner to corner. If that's how you choose to make them. I'm just going to use my Seam So Easy guide. Okay, we are almost done with our half square triangles. We just have to cut them in between our lines. Let's take it over to our pressing station. Set my seams first, and I'm just going to press them open. Okay, I'll let those cool, and I'll bring out my rotating mat. Love this Sue Daily rotating mat. Now we're going to trim all of these down to 2.5 inches. So we've got some extra fabric here. I use my square up cute cut ruler. Let's see, I think I'll use my smaller one. go. Okay, let's put that over here. Clean up our workstation. Now the next thing we're going to need to do is take our H rectangles and take our B squares and mark them corner to corner. I'm just going to mark 2. And we're going to sew all 4 of these with the little squares on the corner going mirror images. So let me show you. Should be familiar with this. So we're going to sew corner to corner there, corner to corner there, opposites. You can throw a couple pins in there, or you can choose to give a quick temporary adhesive press and take it to the machine and sew. I'm just going to grab all my other rectangles. Okay, let's clip in between. And we're going to go on the opposite side, mirror image. Here we go. All right, let's take it back here and make sure our squares are going the right direction. We're happy how that looks. Oh, let's get this out. Yep, that's what it's supposed to look like. Let's trim down. We're gonna grab, here we go, to a 1/4 inch from our seam. Put it over there. Clean up our workstation. Let's move that down here. All right, let's go press these. Let it cool underneath our clapper. We love our clappers, don't we? All right, now it's time to lay out our quilt block. We'll start assembling it. So we know that the center is E. Got that right there in the center, and now we can see how these move around that center block, that center square, I should say. Got the pink. Goes all the way around the center here too. Just this easy square. So this is a little 9 patch in the middle. And we're gonna have, these are gonna go all the around the outside like this. Might as well lay it all out. But then the next thing we're gonna do is work on this little 9 patch in the center. Now, Amy gives you tips of which way to press your seams. So you can pay attention to that in the pattern. I'm gonna start by just doing rows. Just line those up, make it easy 9 patch. Super simple. Let's do our rows. let's lay that out. Look how that looks. Again, don't cut your threads in between. It keeps you organized. We flip out the outside to the center. Then we add our pins. Because it's a little fiddly to take it to the machine without pins. And then we know exactly where we're going to start our stitches. Okay. Okay, we can lay it out like this. Now, Amy tells you to flip these seams in, so you can give them a press right now. And then these seams are going to be out, or you can finger press them, and then these seams are going to be in, so you can nest your seams. Just like that, right? We love to nest our seams. Get our corners just all lined up. We strive for perfection. We don't always get there, but we aim for it, right? Okay, let's line those, nest those seams right there. It's coming together so nicely. All right. Okay, that's looking good. All our points are lined up. Let's give it a good press. Again, it's nice to have Amy's little tips of which way to press your seams. And then that block presses really flat. Okay, this is the center of our quilt block. It's looking good. And I'm just looking at the pattern now and I realize I've got those all flipped the wrong way. Check, double check. You don't want to unpick and sew. That's looking better. So now we're going to sew in rows. We're going to sew this row, and this row. I'm going to check one last time. Yep, that's correct. So you can sew all your rows at once. So if you want to flip them this way, even you're going to have a big old tail here, you can just, you might want to throw a pin in all of these. And we're going to sew all these sections together, and we're not going to clip our threads in between. Keeps everything lined up, everything together. I'll just move over our design board right here. We'll sew right next to our machine. Okay, let's open this up. It's looking good. Let's flip that over there. Everything is just lining up so beautifully. This is a really fun block that comes together so easily. Okay, now that we've got our rows all sewn together, Amy gives you another tip of flipping these seams this way And then these seams outwards so we can nest our seams. So you can finger press it or take it to your pressing station and give it a good press. But since we are on a roll, I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna finger press this down. We are not stopping. We are just moving forward. Flip it to the opposite side and do the same thing. We are rolling. Okay. All right, let's give a good press to our quilt block. Oh, it feels good to be finishing this one. This one was so fun to put together. Just comes together beautifully. Oh, I love all the colors. It turned out great. Oops. See, I'm ironing, not pressing. That's why I got a little too excited. So I've got to slow down and give it a press. Otherwise, I get a little wrinkly right here. Okay, we have one last thing to do, which is square it up. Let's take a look. Line all your lines up there. And it looks like I need to trim just a little bit. I'm going to trim right here. I'm just going to make sure that's lined up. Just trim a little off, take a little off the top. And then I'm going to take just a hair off, turn it sideways. Little off the bottom, right there. And the Moab quilt block is finished. This was a fun block to put together by Amy Smart. So thanks for following along and sewing along with us in the RBD Block Challenge. Join us next time for block number 13, Needlepoint by Janet Wicker Frisch.